Everybody please rise for the singing of our national anthem by the John F. Kennedy Memorial High School Choir under the direction of Christine Scott. Please be seated. Well, good morning, everybody. On behalf of United States Citizenship and Immigration Services within the Department of Homeland Security, I'd like to welcome you to this morning's special naturalization ceremony. My name is John Thompson. I'm the director of the USCIS District, which encompasses the state of New Jersey, and it's my honor to serve as Master of Ceremonies this morning. With us today, we have Newark Field Office Director Randy Morgan, who will be administering the Oath of Allegiance, which, as our applicants for citizenship know, is your very last step to becoming a citizen of the United States. And we're also honored to have the Mayor of Woodbridge, John McCormick, who will be providing some opening remarks. We have Councilwoman Nancy Drum, and Councilwoman Elizabeth De Jesus, who will be serving as our keynote speaker this morning. Now, to my left, we also have Olivia Correa, Ethan Olivares, and Giovanna Ayala, who will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance later in the program. In addition, of course, I'd like to acknowledge our Newark Field Office staff, Section Chief Paul Correa, Cruz Buelas, Noel Cosme, Sean Herndon, and incognito, we have Kelly Ayala and Nicole Scheib Olivares over to the left. And of course, through the entire naturalization section of the Newark Field Office, we're organizing and responsible for putting together today's ceremony. Of course, I'd also like to acknowledge Rosemary Mende of the Woodbridge Township Recreation Department, who was extremely instrumental in organizing today's event and making this possible. And also I'd like to acknowledge the John F. Kennedy Memorial High School Choir under the direction of Christine Scott for that wonderful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. They will also be singing God Bless America in today's ceremony. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker, the Mayor of Woodbridge, John McCormick. Mayor Johnny McCormick has been a lifelong resident of Woodbridge. His father is an Irish immigrant. His mother is a daughter of Irish immigrants. John McCormick began his public career as a financial officer in the Woodbridge Township Financial Organization in the early 1990s. In 1992, John McCormick became the township's chief financial officer. And in 2001, as the business administrator, he managed the day-to-day functions of running the town government and supervised over 800 employees. In 2010, Mr. McCormick was appointed New Jersey State Treasurer with oversight of the state budget and management of 12 divisions and more than 3,500 employees. Now, as Treasurer, John McCormick served as a lead cabinet officer charged with briefing the state legislature, statewide constituent advocacy groups, and the media on New Jersey's financial policies. John McCormick returned to public service in Woodbridge when he was elected Township Mayor in November of 2006. Please welcome Mayor John McCormick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson. I'll have a very short talk because he thanked everybody and took all my talking points. But I want to welcome everybody here to the Great Woodbridge Community Center. We are so happy to have this event here every year. It was actually the idea of my Chief of Staff, Carolyn Ehrlich, whose daughter, when traveling to England, met a guy, came back and got married, and he wasn't a citizen, and he studied like you all did. And she said, wouldn't it be nice if we could have something like that in Woodbridge Township? And he made it a year earlier, so he didn't make it here. But it was her idea, and this is just such a great ceremony to have here in this township, especially in this Woodbridge Community Center. We pair it with Multicultural Day. We are a very, very diverse town, probably 20% Asian, probably 12 Hispanic, about 11 African American, all kinds of nationalities, all kinds of cultures, all kinds of religions are represented in Woodbridge Township. So we'd love to have this event. I want to thank Uncle Sam for coming out. I want to thank the Kennedy Choir. I also want to thank Rosemary. We have two council people up here. You heard of Mr. Thompson introduce Nancy Drum. She's a councilman from this district, and she's also the council president. So she does a great job for us there. And Ms. Beth DeJesus is, I think, an American success story. She was born in Puerto Rico, and her mom moved with her when she was 9 years old to America. Although she was already a citizen, her story may be just like your story, just like my father's story. My father came here when he was 21 from Ireland to America, right about the time of the Korean War, and he fought in the Korean War for America before even becoming an American citizen. And all his friends told him he was crazy, because if something happened to him, Ireland wouldn't necessarily take care of him because he moved here, and he was fighting for America, so that's not their war. And if something happened to him, maybe America wouldn't have taken care of him because he wasn't a citizen here, he was still an Irish citizen. But he said to his friends, if I'm going to live in America, I'm going to fight for America. And he fought in the war, then he came back, and then he became a U.S. citizen. I wish he was here to tell the story, because it's a great story. And I really am proud of him for that, and I'm proud of Liz Beth for the story that she tells, and the fact that she's come here and she chose Woodbridge Township to raise her family. Her husband's in the back, Angel, and their 4 kids. It's a fantastic story. I'm very, very proud of the job she's doing on our town council. So welcome to Woodbridge. I often say we're the best town around. I think today's ceremony is one of the reasons why. I love this ceremony. I love watching you raise your hands and the smiles you have that you're about to become a United States citizen. It's so nice. It's so heartwarming, and I'm so glad we're able to witness it every year. So thank you very much, and congratulations on becoming U.S. citizens.
Now, you've come here today to pledge your allegiance to the United States of America. You have many things in common, including the fact that you're all here today by choice. Some of you had to master English as a second language. All of you had to master the history and form of government practiced by your country of choice. Now, this is this is quite an accomplishment, because repeated surveys of native-born United States citizens who go through our school systems, they find that a full 1/3 of the people did not pass the test that you have passed to become citizens of the United States. Congratulations on that achievement. Now, you also represent a lot of diversity. So today we have 25 candidates from 12 different countries. And in a moment, you're going to rise as one, become citizens of the greatest country that civilization has ever seen. Now, the practice of taking the oath of allegiance to the United States goes back hundreds of years. The first officially recorded oath of allegiance was made on May 30th, 1778 at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania during the Revolutionary War. Although oaths historically were made to declare allegiance to a person, a feudal lord, a king, queen, or prince, the U.S. oath of allegiance is not to a person, but to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now, it is now time for you to take that oath. I'm going to ask Field Office Director Randy Worthing to please join me. At this point in time, I'm also going to call out the countries of origin for our applicants for citizenship. When you hear your country of origin, would you please rise and remain standing until we have all 25 applicants standing? Again, when I call out your country of origin, please rise, and it's okay to applaud for your country of origin. We start off with Brazil. Please stand. China. Canada. The Dominican Republic. Ecuador. Germany. Guyana. India. Nepal. Peru. Philippines. And Poland. Okay, this time, all 25 applicants for citizenship should be standing. Director Morgan. On behalf of the United States government, it's my pleasure to present 25 applicants for naturalization. Each applicant has been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each one has demonstrated an understanding of English language unless exempt, and a knowledge and understanding of fundamentals of history and principles of form of government of the United States. Each one has been found to be a person of good moral character, attached to the principles of the Constitution of the United States, and well disposed to good order and happiness of the United States. The investigations of the government have been completed in their cases, and each one has been found to meet all requirements of the law to be naturalized. Therefore, on behalf of the government of the United States, I respectfully recommend that you administer the oath of allegiance and that all applicants be admitted as citizens of the United States of America.
It is my honor. If I can ask you to all please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations to our newest American citizens.
Okay, now I'd like to ask everybody to please stand and ask Olivia Correa, Giovanna Ayala, and Ethan Olivares to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please place your hand over your heart and face the flag.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job. Great job. Fabulous. Okay, please be seated. Now, it's customary at our naturalization ceremonies to ask a distinguished individual to address our newest citizens. Today, we're honored to have Councilwoman Elizabeth De Jesus to provide our keynote address. Now, Councilwoman Elizabeth De Jesus, as was mentioned, is native of Puerto Rico. She has served on the Woodbridge Township Council since January 6, 2015. A longtime Woodbridge Ross Schools PTO volunteer. She most recently worked as a teacher, as a teaching assistant at the Keith Wool Johnson Child Care Center in Edison. She previously worked many years at ABC Sports and ESPN as a videotape archive supervisor and an assistant producer. She has a bachelor's degree in journalism, broadcast journalism from Syracuse University. So please welcome Councilwoman Elizabeth De Jesus.
Good morning. Buenos dias. One of the things I didn't mention there is that I am the proud mom of 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls, and a proud wife of my husband who's always by my side. Today it's raining, but it's a beautiful day because you just took an oath to you are now citizens of the United States of America. My grandmother always used to say that rain brings luck. La lluvia trae suerte. So today is the beginning of your new lives. Congratulations. Like mentioned, in this room we have 25 people from 12 different countries from around the world. We all may dress differently, speak different languages, practice different religions, but today, here, we are all Americans. It is the diverse cultures, the skills, the ideas, and the dreams of many that have made the United States the greatest nation in the world. Immigrants from yesterday and all of us here today have one thing in common: the belief that in the United States we can pursue and attain the American dream. The dream that promises equality for all, freedom and democracy. I congratulate each and every one of you for your courage, your sacrifice, and your hope that led you here today. You are all an example to those individuals seeking citizenship. Former U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy once said, "Our attitude towards immigration reflects our faith in the American ideal. We have always believed it possible for men and women who start at the bottom to rise as far as the talent and energy allow. Neither race nor place of birth should affect their chances." I stand here today in front of you as a testament that he was absolutely right. I came to the United States at the age of 9 with my mother and my brother. We left everyone we loved, like all of you have, and everything that we knew behind in search of the American dream. We faced challenging times adapting to a new culture, learning the new language, in search of that American dream. But today, here, I represent my mother's courage, her determination, and her faith in that American dream. I stand before you as the first Latina councilwoman of Woodbridge Township. Let me be an example to you that if you work hard, you stay focused, you too can attain your American dream. As new citizens, you have responsibilities to become active participants in your communities. Learn about your local government, become involved in your local government, participate in your houses of worship, become involved in your children's schools. But the most important responsibility that you will get, it's your right to vote. You must exercise and partake in the democratic process. We owe it to all the brave men and women, past and present, who sacrificed and continue to sacrifice to protect this great nation and its democracy. Today is the first day of your new lives as citizens. You took an oath that will lead you to your path in achieving your American dream. Your dream filled with freedom and endless possibilities. I especially want to mention, in this room today, we have new citizens. We also have a lot of teenagers in this room, and a few children, and it is so important that they got to witness this today, because sometimes we don't necessarily understand the roads that so many people travel to achieve something that we have the right to at birth, and that is the right of an American citizen. So for all of those young men and women that are here today, I hope that you remember this day as you continue on your journey to success, and remember never to take for granted what you were fully granted at birth. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davis. This was a great story and those very inspiring words. Now I'd like to direct your attention to the video screen for a message from the President of the United States.
It's an honor and a privilege to call you a fellow citizen of the United States of America. This is now officially your country, your home to protect, to defend, and to serve through active, engaged citizenship. Together, we are a nation united not by any one culture or ethnicity or ideology, but by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty that are enshrined in our founding documents. Today marks a very special day in your life. We've traveled a long path to get here. You swore a solemn oath to this country, and now you have all the rights of citizenship. With the privileges of citizenship come great responsibilities. And so I ask that you use your freedoms and your talents to contribute to the good of our nation and the world. Always remember that in America, no dream is impossible. Like the millions of immigrants who have come before you, you had the opportunity to enrich this country through your contributions to civic society, business, culture, and your community. You can help write the next great chapter in our American story. Together we can keep the beacon that is America burning bright for all the world to see. I'm proud to welcome you as a new citizen of this country. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
We would now like to invite Kennedy Memorial High School Learner and Director Kristen Scott.
Good morning, we're the John F. Kennedy Chamber Choir. Thank you so much for having us here, and congratulations to all of you being honored in today's naturalization ceremony. We will be singing God Bless America. If you know the words, we welcome you to sing along.
Great. Okay, now here is the best part of the ceremony where we actually receive your certificates. So I'd like to invite Mayor and Councilwoman to join me up front here.
you hear your name, please come up for your certificate. Sagar Acharya. Sapna Acharya. Vivek Basel. Maria Benjamin. Ernesto Rosario. Jermaine Burnett. Pamela Castro. Joel Chua. Julio Collado Trevinos. Josephine Tay Escoa. Angelica Gonzalez. Sandeep Kaur. Darius Marchek. Laura Medina de Jimenez. Poonam Mehta Patel. Daksaben Praful Patel. Nalin Kumar Rana. Marlon Basa Reyes. Robinson Rosario Brito. Jaspal Singh Pabla. Sukhwinder Singh. Lydia Sanko. Carrie Lynn Boisbert.